We're here at the gallery in Sag Harbor with Rebecca Cooper. Rebecca, you've brought to us another fine local talent here. And just share with the viewers at home who we have and who to expect.
Well, we have Michelle Suna, and when Michelle walks in the room, she just dances with the paintings. So I'm going to bring her on right now.
Okay, let's dance her right in. Well, Michelle, terrific. Excellent. What a beautiful, beautiful woman, beautiful paintings.
Thank you.
And for the moms at home, a child that used lipstick on a freshly painted garage, was it?
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
Led to such a beautiful career. So it's an accident like that is well worthwhile.
Absolutely. And God bless my parents for seeing that I just loved dancing with color, loved all the lipsticks and loved charcoals, and got me started young.
You're about the third artist that started with lipstick and eyeliner on walls and proved to be such a success. It's terrific. Well, I'm captivated by the energy of your work, and it's really amazing. You're many talents, but the talent of painting is really remarkable. And what's behind it? What emotions bring you to paint?
It's visceral. It's the environment. I just love and embrace what we see growing, what is in our environment here, and what I feel wholeheartedly to protect and to preserve with the beauty that I feel in my gut, in my hearts of hearts, and I just pray that our humankind doesn't mess it up anymore.
I know we're in tough straits right now, but
big time.
as I look at the, and I know that looking at those wonderful poppy paintings that you have and what led to them, if you could share with the audience at home the motorcycle incident that brought you to the...
You have a great memory. Holding on for dear life, somewhere in Watermill, on one of those back roads, and I thought we were taking the curve too tight, and I thought, this is where I'm going to end it. And I looked up to my left, and I saw a field of poppies, and I said, it's a nice place to go. And also The Wizard of Oz, when Dorothy got all sleepy and dreamy as a child, that was very impactful.
Oh, that's true, but that actually led to a series of poppy paintings. Yes. That are, as you look at them, they're quite restful. I never thought that the genesis of those paintings was something so horrific. The idea of someone at home, some youngster at home, thinking about art as a career, as a form of expression, what advice would you have? Because your undergraduate degree, and you went to the fashion
FIT, yes.
And you worked for renowned architects.
When I was a little one, yeah.
And it shaped you a certain way in thinking, of being an independent thinker. But yes. At home, if the youngsters watching, what advice would you give starting out, and especially in a world that we have now, to sort of move ahead, to be creative and have hope?
Yes. Try to limit your TV and screen time. Play with stuff, whether it's in a field, whether it's mud, sand painting. Jackson Pollock started out doing sand paintings. Throw it out there in the universe. You want to play, you want to mush things around, you want to create a visual expression, go for it. Maybe don't take your mother's lipsticks. I'm sure the price has gone up. But for all intents and purposes, embrace if you have something to say it, share it with people. It's a wonderful feeling.
And do you believe that art is in us all? I mean, that select few have the capability of doing such wonderful work as you do, but it's within us all to have that type of expression?
Yes, I think that. I think it really comes from a visceral place, and I also think there are people who are far superior technicians, more skillful than I am, but I think it has all to do with the soul. Mm-hmm. It's about that essential expression that comes out. So
how do you attack the canvas? Do you have something in mind? Do you have like a preformed idea, or do you complete the painting all at once, or
Very rarely complete it all at once, often over the years. They might look simple, but they're really far from simple. With the Poppy series and with the horizontal line series, now I have certain preconceived notions at certain times of day, maybe certain different areas to get an inspiration. But all in all, it's from here, and it gets expressed here.
And expressed beautifully. And the idea of where do you go from here? I mean, your style, and it's like an evolution of each time it kind of takes you to another level. Where do you go from here? Where do you see it? I mean, are you going to do more landscapes or more?
I miss my abstract expressionistic roots. That's what I did for years and years, abstract expressionism.
And that's how you would define yourself? As if
Right
you
now,
had a
this is
category?
abstracted reality. You sort of know what you're looking at. You sort of can give a, a moniker to this color or to that shape.
Yeah.
But for all intents and purposes, I miss that symphony of movement, of a more an abstract expressionistic approach to the expression.
That's terrific. We look forward to more and more work.
Energy.
Energy. Let's talk about Sag Harbor. We're here in the lovely gallery at Sag Harbor, Rebecca Cooper. What does Rebecca mean to you so far as providing a wonderful, she's a terrific asset to this community. And
Absolutely. Her vision of seeing a new Soho reborn in this really wonderful, magical town is just such an asset to our community, and she's such a special person, and God bless her, give me the shout this winter, say, hey, how would you like to have a show? I'm like, yeehaw, of course. Why not? It's my first solo show here in Sag Harbor, and there's so many great, talented people here, and I'm still a little bit on eggshells. And Donald Sultan had just come on by. He's coming back, and he's one of my dear friends. And it just gives me an incredible, overwhelming sense of gratitude to be here.
And the show will run to
The 27th, Sunday.
27th?
Yes.
So the people at home, if you're here on the East End, or if you're in Nassau County or watching us in Manhattan, come on out. It's a beautiful trip right here on Main Street at Sag Harbor. And the Sag Harbor and Main Street, the Gallery of Sag Harbor, and beautiful work. And are these available for sale?
Absolutely. Everything's available for sale, to find new homes for them to be embraced and loved as I love them as well. And there's even more where they all come from.
Well, it could be a perfect centerpiece to any home or office or anything. It's a terrific thing. And nowadays, with things being so crazy, collectibles in art are the only way to go. I mean, we've missed the train on a lot of things to invest in, and art seems to be something that always appreciates, and we might be on the verge of something terrific here, not only for the sense of beauty. You can't hang a CD up on the wall, but certainly a beautiful painting like this that appreciates is well worth it. And we're honored to have you here. Have a great time, and if you people at home, get off those couches, come in, bring those checkbooks, and take some of these lovely paintings home here at the gallery in Sag Harbor.
Oh, thank you so very much for coming. It's my great honor to share it with you.
It's a pleasure to see you.
Hi, this is my painting "Oui, oui," as in yes in French. This was my first large-scale expression of interpreting the horizon of fallow fields and the beach and extrapolated sunset colors. The seminal piece is in the other room called Divine Moment, that was done in 1980. And I had subsequently done series of this concept of taking the horizontal stripe and blending it with the beauty in the atmosphere and with the earth being used.
Well, we're fortunate to have Stuart Suna and Rose Suna. Hi, Rose. How are you doing?
Good.
Now, I hear that you're an artist following the lines of your aunt.
Well, sort of.
You help out?
Yeah, sometimes.
And what is it like being that close to like a wonderful artist? Has it rubbed off?
It's a lot of fun helping her with her paintings sometimes. I mean, I'm not that good at art, but she is.
Do you do some of your own paintings when you're over at Aunt Michelle's house?
Yeah.
With your friends?
Yeah.
Is that exciting to paint with like a famous artist?
Yeah.
That's great. And you have a famous dad here as well.
Yeah.
An uncle.
Yeah.
It's terrific. You're surrounded.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And what would you like to do when you grow up, Rose?
Well, I don't really know yet.
Well, what are you doing this summer?
I'm taking photography.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah.
Now, digital or chemical film photography?
Well, I'm into digital, but I'm taking a film class, too.
Was it scary sort of being in the dark room?
Yeah.
What'd you have to do the first day in the dark room?
Well, we developed film, but yeah.
Just like the old times when we were kids,
Wow,
right?
yeah. Well, I actually took mine to the drugstore, but the fellow in the drugstore always kept the lights out, so it's basically the same thing, right?
Yeah.
But you actually, it was black and white film, and you loaded it and put it into the
Yeah.
tank, the whole thing?
Yep.
And you printed it?
Well, not yet. We're doing that this week.
That's this week.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. You know what it is? It's magical, don't you think, when you
Yeah.
see the emulsion come alive?
Yeah, I've always wondered how they did it.
Yeah, but it's something that maybe in a few years from now it's going to be, it'll be still around because it's an art
Yeah.
form, but the digital thing has taken over such,
Yeah.
and digital, you take a lot of digital pictures?
Yeah, I like taking digital.
That she's really good at.
Yeah.
That's terrific. Well, it's a real pleasure to meet you and to see you here. And what do you think of your aunt's work, like this poppy picture right here? What does that evoke in you? What do you feel when you look at
I
that?
really like her work. I think she's really good.
Does she follow your advice once in a while?
I don't know,
Does
sometimes.
she ask your advice sometimes?
A little.
Yeah?
That's terrific. Well,
Yeah.
enjoy the summer, and it's really nice having you, and
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing you again, Rose. Maybe
Yeah.
one day I'll come and interview. I'll be very old, but I'll come here and interview you with the with paintings in a few
Yeah.
years.
Or maybe her photography exhibit.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks again. Have a wonderful time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The fields of poppy, right, Michelle?
Yes, yes.
And look at this. It actually, not only is it poppy, but it pops. As I'm looking at it, actually, you get like almost a visceral reaction to it. You feel like elated.
Oh, well, actually, that was intended. You know, that it hits a resonant tone in your brain. The red, it's a retinal reaction, and it hums, and it's supposed to have that kind of vibration. And this one in particular, I call it POV poppies, point of view poppies. They're popping at you.
And that sky is amazing. It's electric.
Yeah. Sometimes when you have these colors coming up from the earth and the wildflowers, or poppies in particular, it sends a light up into our gorgeous skies here that just makes it magical, almost unreal.
And the thing that always comes to mind, I ask this question all the time, is that it's no accident that the East End is a mecca for artists, both print and any type of artist, including television. But the lighting here is something else.
Magic.
And what would you describe what it is about the lighting?
Well, often people say it's a very clear blue light, and I find it fluctuates, especially living here full-time year-round. And there are times where the fog swats in, and it gives it a yellow, almost green kind of coloring. At the end of the day, with the long light, it's a golden light. So it's ever-changing here, and that's why I love it out here for a painting environment. And notwithstanding, it gives you great overall light because we're by the sea.
Now, this was painted from memory,
From my heart,
from the heart.
in the head.
Terrific. And as we move to this other version of poppies, it's so striking that it gives almost a restful feeling.
Thanks. Actually, this was a triptych that, this is the last of it. The first one was used by Christie's in the tsunami auction, the worldwide auction, for raising money for that horrific occurrence there. And it's to give a sort of solace or an honor of memoriam. Poppy is a symbol in so many different ways.
Well,
And
every
even-
Veterans Day they
Yes.
give it out,
Yes.
the poppy for the
Yes.
for the veterans.
Yeah.
I guess it was Fields of Poppy, that
Yeah.
that thing where soldiers were laid. So
Yes.
it has that symbolic meaning as well.
Yeah, it really hits a chord for me. And even in the other ones that I take, I keep the paint very wet, and then I move the paint almost like the spirit is going into the ground and still the color comes out. But these in particular, I wanted almost as each one is an individual, a soul that's here, but in a beautiful place.
Outstanding. And the dark horizon line is very dramatic.
Yeah, it's all about the tension between the sky, the atmosphere, the bubble around our planet and our wonderful Earth, because we do have this thin skin between the rest of the universe, and I think it's really important to pay homage to that tension, and it gives also a nice visual reference to the both elements.
Now, here's an unusual one done on a jute backing. And what made you choose
Field
this?
of Cosmos, a field of cosmos on Scuttle Hole Road. There's a golf course. I'm forgetting the name. I think it's Atlantic.
Atlantic.
And they do a wonderful thing every year with wildflowers. And it was just this field of poppies, and I pulled over, and they had this beautiful fence here, and you can see the delineation of every stem and furry leaf, and it was at sunset. And just went home, and it came out.
Terrific, beautiful, very vibrant and alive.
This is all about a reference to our commemorative of the poppies, of the fields, and just with the beautiful clouds washing over and the vibrancy, the verdancy, it hits for me, and that's all I can say.
I like the proportion of the sky versus the horizon line. It really is remarkable. It actually gives you the sense of flight.
Yes. Yes, and the higher the horizon line, it's more about the restfulness. I'm happy you picked up on that. The lower it is, it's about being able to go on.
To be grounded, I guess.
Yes.
It's lovely. This is a lovely one. And this is most recent?
Quite recent, yes. And it's a beautiful cove with the wonderful marshlands and reeds. There's this amazing tidal flow here, overlooking to the Shelter Island area.
Looks lovely, and you know the reeds actually. It looks like the grass is undulating as we look at it this close.
Yes, you know, like even when there's a little breeze and it moves, whether it's the phragmites, as the English brought here, or the pussy willows, or even the grass of the corns in the field. I just love it, and that was my sense of the movement, was that it had that dance.
And the skies are amazing. In each of your paintings, it's like looking at a face. Each one is unique and very dramatic.
The sunsets. It's like sherbet. It's watching delicious, voluptuous sherbet just melt away as the sunsets start to, take place. And I just love it.
That's terrific. More. I can't have you here without talking about the wonderful film festival, and it's the 16th anniversary this year. What's in store for our fans out there?
Well, it will be our Sweet 16, so hopefully we'll have a lot of sugar-coated films. I don't know about sugar-coated, but we'll have a lot of great films, and always cutting-edge films from around the world, and great things that you can see before they get nominated for Academy Awards.
Absolutely. We've been honored to be part of it for such a long time. Not from the beginning, but maybe a year into it. And it's always been, each year it's gotten better and better. And under your tutelage, it really took off, and we're really honored to be part of it. And it's something that you really should plan. Go on the website of the Hamptons Film Fest and book your passes from now, because and membership from now. This way you post it, you can be part of it. And the films of conflict and resolution always get me, but there's a whole group for children, and there's a group for every palette, and it's terrific. And
we're actually doing an incredible summer program this summer with Guildhall, with children and filmmaking. So we're trying to expand our reaches and working with some of the local institutions, and Guildhall is certainly a great one. But for those who don't remember, or so you do remember, the film festival is Wednesday the 15th through Sunday the 19th, so please come check it out, because if not, you'll just have to watch it all on WVVH.
That's true, but the best bet is to be in a theater with the way film should be seen, is in a theater with other people, and there's no comparison. I'm a big fan of television, but when you enjoy it with the filmmakers there, and you're actually in a darkened theater, and with the new and improved Guildhall, it's going to be really remarkable.
It'll be very exciting for East Hampton. East Hampton certainly has many great artists, not just my sister Michelle. We have the Jackson Pollocks and the Eric Fischels, and Guildhall's been great about really developing that. David Sally. So many of the painters also becoming filmmakers.
Sure.
And many of the filmmakers becoming painters. And
yes, and it's amazing because, and you've elevated, and through your company, Silver Cup, the art form of film, not only in its classic sense, but even on television. You really were at the forefront of really shouldering a lot of things and bringing forward projects that wouldn't have seen the light of day. You guys stood behind and encouraged.
Sort of those unnamed, projects like Sex and the City and Sopranos that nobody wanted.
Nobody wanted, and you guys said, I'll take a chance. I'll take a chance.
We had good karma with that.
That's
We'd
amazing.
like to share our good karma.
I know. I thought I saw Stewart on eBay being bidded out as the as one of the one of the objects from The Sopranos. The person who runs the studio that The Sopranos was shot in is being bidded up now. It's terrific. But I'm really pleased to have the association of being part of the Film Fest and your sister's wonderful artwork, and better and better. I think we could do a whole program on the Suna family and probably fill many years of
Thank you. That's very kind.
creative stuff. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.
Great.
This is actually not from the East End of Long Island, nor this continent. This is from northeastern England, a beautiful place called Houghton Hall. It's in King's Lynn, near Norfolk, and it's actually a filmmaker's home, his family's seat. The Marquis of Cholmondeley, and his moniker in filmmaking is David Rock Savage. And I went to his place for a weekend of music, of ancient harpsichords and such. And I was so overwhelmed by the vast acreage and these white fallow deer. Oh, his neighbor next door is the Queen, I think it's called Sandringham. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. I'll never be let back into that country if I don't, I guess. And I got lost on the property. And I was just with my camera, and all these deer started leaping out in front of me, and I just said, you know what, there's a way out this way. And beautiful, beautiful, beautiful property. So it touched me very much, and the photographic study I did of that property on that weekend is just magic. And he just won a major award for the gardens that he created, because I love my gardens. And his was in honor of his grandmother, the late Sybil Sassoon. So, cool stuff. This is a view from a higher elevation in Noyak to overlook something called Jessup's Neck, which is this beautiful wildlife reserve. And it's actually accessible on foot, called the Morton's Wildlife Reserve. So this is something near Ruggs Path, near Trout Pond, higher up the hill. And it was actually a very dry summer a few summers ago, and it was very burnt out, the grasses, but it still had a beautiful golden texture. And this is my magical whimsy of something else. And this is actually a silhouette of Jessup's Neck in Noyak Bay. Shelter Island is this way. And it's gorgeous. And there was a huge fair weather front coming in with great wind from the southwest, which is ideal for sailors. And I just thought, this is really nice. So I just put it in the brain and started working on it.
I'm here with Alan Suna, the brother of the artist, another brother, and part of the wonderful Suna family. It's terrific. And I'm going to ask you, what was Michelle like as a child?
Wow. You're going deep here.
Yes, sir.
Well, she liked clothing. She liked design. She was she's thin now, but she was very svelte, if that's a proper
That
term.
word never was used to describe me.
She was an energetic young woman. There's about 6 years between us, I think about 7 years apart school-wise.
Now, that incident that happened with the lipstick and the freshly painted garage that she painted with lipsticks. Did you know that story?
No, I don't.
Well, apparently that was her first foray into art, that she grabbed your mom's lipstick and, the freshly painted garage at home and had at it.
I was probably off at college when she did that. But she probably then would have been an early adolescent. So I missed that particular epiphany, if that's what it was.
But as a child, did she paint as a child? Do you recall?
I actually don't recall.
Now, what about you? Do you have the gift as well?
Well, not as a painter. I did take painting in college, but wasn't particularly good at it. But we have somewhat of an artistic family. Our father was a painter, when he was very young. Did some very interesting pieces, and then he was a builder, and he was later on a sculptor, because my brother and I are both architects, so we do have that appreciation of the art.
I'm not going to say where did you go wrong, but
No, I didn't go wrong at all. It's a wonderful education.
I'm only kidding. The thing about Silver Cup, and I must touch upon it because it's not only one of the best things about New York because you bring the art of filmmaking, you keep the art of filmmaking here in the city of New York, but that thing was an amazing thing that you put together, you and your brother. Amazing. And just from the standpoint of an observer, it must be extremely satisfying to see that what you've dreamt about has come to fruition. It must be very satisfying for you.
Well, actually, the part that's most satisfying was taking old buildings, because we have two facilities, and they were derelict, and bringing
bread factory.
Yeah, one was an old bread factory, and one was an old steel fabrication plant.
You mean that Silver Cup loaf I have in the kitchen is...
It's kind of stale by now.
Okay, I'll have to get rid of that one.
But we reused old buildings and gave them new life and gave a whole area new meaning. And we've actually created thousands of jobs for people that have really meaningful careers. So, not that I'm wishing this upon myself, but I've often said to my family that if I get hit by a bus tomorrow, you know what? I'm leaving the world a better place than I found it. So I feel okay about that. That's what's so satisfying.
Well, avoid those buses when you're on a very long time. And I think that the idea of, with you actually rescued the film industry within New York, because at that time it was going down the tubes very quickly, and jobs were leaving and nothing was being done. And the last place on earth people would do anything would be in New York. And you made it happen, and you continue to make it happen. And on behalf of the viewers and the people that enjoy the movies, we thank you deeply for that, and keep on keeping on with that. That's terrific.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. But I will go back to, I thought about an answer to one of your questions before about...
Certainly.
Stuart and I are both involved in the artistic community in Queens. I'm chairman of the Queens Museum of Art. Stuart is chairman of the Socrates Sculpture Park. He's on the board of the Museum of the Moving Image. We take Michelle to our benefits for each of those things. and so, yeah, there is a bit of all of this, artistic life as part of our lives. And we're glad that she's having this event, and we hope she sells a lot of her work, and that she continues on the road to success. So thank you very much.
Beautiful one, Michelle. What's this one?
A dreamy vision early in the morning, driving on Bridge Lane in between the large homes, and a fog bank had just moved out, and the sun was coming up, and I just said, here's a beautiful bar of music, and let's see if we can get the notes out of it. And I think I struck a few good notes.
It certainly did. Looks absolutely terrific.
Thank you.
So, Michelle, this looks like a briefcase for some prehistoric attorney.
Well, they've been around since the beginning of time, haven't they? Actually, this was a found object, this piece of wood. I really honestly don't know exactly what it's for, but various agricultural experts have told me that this might be a water damper for a trough to irrigate the fields, or to water the cattle and the dairy guys that were there. Cows, not guys. And I did another little Cosmos field and burnt the edges, affixed it to this lawyer's briefcase from the prehistoric times, and I call it Old Country Road.
It's amazing. It's about 3 inches, maybe 4 inches thick.
Oh, it's really...
And it's massive, and it has a nice iron handle on it, and it's beautiful, actually.
And it's like drilled through and through.
Yeah, drilled through and through.
Huge bolts. Bolts up here. It caught my eye. I love found objects, and my younger brother finds amazing stuff and gives me, whether it's an old life preserver from the Air Force from World War II. I won a Halloween prize wearing that thing, Amelia Earhart's ghost, and great fun whimsy, and I really embrace our history to bring it forward today. So I can't wait to find out what it really is.
Terrific, terrific.
Old Country Road.
It's here at the gallery at Sag Harbor.